Hey Tanya, I want to say just a quick couple of comments. You know, first thing I made two comments, and I'm very serious. I wanted to make a response to the black church and agree. So maybe I can make this like a dual video. And as you notice, I'm wearing my green shirt again. So obviously I want to make a comment, and I'm posting this video to your thing about breast or business. I forgot what the name of it was. But you know, it, so the black church and the greed thing. I in Buffalo, the black church is like a staple. There's churches everywhere, and it's a good thing. It's not enough of them actually because Buffalo went through a tirade of just murders and homicides and stuff like this. This is the area that Clinton, upstate New York, that Hillary Clinton was supposed to be helping out. We got a black mayor, Brian Brown, and he has done a lot for the community. He's bringing a lot of big corporate businesses in, and so that's a big help. But the churches here, we have like 3 or 4 main black churches in the black community alone, and they all own massive amounts of real estates. And some of those real estates are senior citizen homes, boys clubs, and all of them are usually schools. So they have to deal with education, communities. There's a lot of communities like really nice clubs, with computers in it, and gyms and PE and bikes and things that where they can let out this energy and the aggression that they might have that is a result of poverty and the true poverty of the community, which has to do with the economics and the drugs. Also, I want to say that it has more so also to do with community. The breakdown community has to do with the breakdown or bad areas, has to also do with the family. So, and a family has to do with a man, a woman, a father, a mother, and the father being a father and the mother being a mother. That should be pretty much enough said. Those are two specifically different roles. Okay, yeah, some people are doing both, and I empathize with them. But there is one, that job was delegated to a man, and the mother was delegated to a woman for obvious reasons. Okay, and so when you have half of those men in jails, you have a breakdown of the family, and the family is what makes the community. So, and I honestly don't empathize with anybody who have seen the inside of a jail based on a crime they have committed. Okay, so the fact that you are in jail, you as somebody, nobody can force you to commit a crime. So whatever choice you made and whatever rationale, that's your problem, you know. But if nobody said that you have to sell drugs, nobody, and you can say feed my children, but I'm gonna tell you, once these people are on crack, and they run out of options, they don't all steal. They want to keep getting crack, so they don't want to go to jail. So they'll do any little odd job, to stay out of jail, but get enough money for crack. So if they're a crackhead is smart enough to stay out of jail, and most of them are, most of them, then you can. You can find a way to get some food and stuff. Now, there's also a lot of pressure on the black man. Most of them still have TVs in their house, and they're always selling you this material, and you need this, you want this, you gotta have this. So when you're looking at a lot of TV, it's like every 5 minutes there's a real nice car commercial. Not every 5 minutes. It's like 10 every 5 minutes. In a 10-minute span. So, the fact that you say you did it because you had to have a car, you trying to feed your family is a lie. So the men in jail, that's a man trap. It's set up, sell drugs, go to jail. Sell drugs, go to jail. So that's the decision you make, or steal, go to jail. I mean, you don't have to steal. When I went to New York, when I first went to New York, I was practically on the street, and there was times when I was, okay, almost. well, maybe a day or two. Okay, not long. Because that was in a situation I was gonna, have going on for long. So I found whatever resource I could. But when I first got to New York, it was really funny because I never saw a bodega. And so they would have all these apples and foods on the street corner. And when I was young, I was 24, I was fast. I said, well, I could just, they would flash. They would never see it coming, And I'd run by, snatch me an apple, and keep going. I could have done it, but I said, I don't want to get in this big city alone and wind up in jail and nobody ever hear from me again. So as hungry as I was, I never stole an apple, and I really love apples, and I was really hungry. So, whether I had to pray, I'll be honest with you. One time I prayed, and I was living in the YMCA on Harlem. That's when I first moved into New York, Harlem. Now, another thing I want to mention about that, and I jump around, I have so many thoughts. Real estate in Harlem is more expensive, or at one time it wasn't, but you can't blame the black church for not buying a lot of land in those areas. I mean, here in Buffalo, they have land. They're making uprise. They're buying whole apartment complexes, and they do a lot of great things for the community. You wouldn't see it. So in New York, the real estate is more expensive. So that's something you got to take in account. So, but to jump back to my other thought, I remember one time I was so hungry that I prayed for some food. I didn't have any food, and I was staying at YMCA, and I mean it was a shambles at the time, and but I was on this landing, and one day there was a bunch of birds outside my window. I was starving. Okay, I didn't have any food, and I was an alcoholic, and so if I got a dollar, it was gonna go to what? A drink, So anyway, one day I was praying. I said, Lord, I'm in big trouble. I ain't got no food. I'm hungry. I get skinny, and I don't like being skinny. I don't care what y'all can lose all the weight you want. I'm never going to try to lose weight. I'm very happy when I'm fat. Okay. Anyway, one day I was praying for some food. I prayed to God for some food, and I said, Lord, I need some food. And I said, and then the next day, there was like these birds outside my window. I said, what are they doing out there? I looked at it, and there was a landing right there. So there were the packs of meat that somebody had from upstairs. And the window upstairs, they was trying to keep it cold. They didn't have a refrigerator. So it fell down to my level, which was on a landing. If I didn't have a landing, it would have kept falling. It would have fell on the ground. I would have never seen it. The packs were so thick, they were these little cutlets, that he could even live it out there. I guess the birds just pulled them off, but the birds couldn't get in the pack, so the meat was good. So I had a sandwich, I ate lunch meat that day. So I don't know, y'all can not have faith in the church, but I'm sure I would. I did probably go to soup kitchens. I've been to pantries and stuff like that, and it kept me from starving. So I think the church is good. Last point. When I started to do well in New York, I have at least over 20 suits. I was buying suits every day. But you know what? Corporate has certain rules. Look at this tie. Yow. Y'all don't even know how I hooked that up. I'm being an artist. That thing that went down shortly after the 90s? 2000, where everybody was wearing all them colors. I was the kid. I was messing with them. I had every darn kind of color suit, and look, they all silk, So, well, let me tell you, this is what a corporate tie is for. It's a noose. Authority, you have to, it's a leash. Yank your chain. It's power and authority, and you have to abide by those rules. My nephew, bring back my tie. My godson, he asked me for a tie for us. You didn't ask me if you wanted to have it. I would have let you have it. I've had a whole batch. One of the cleaning ladies saw a bunch of ties, a big rack of ties like this. in a box that I had in my office, and she threw them all away. And she was so afraid because I was like a manager, so she thought it was it. Anyway, God bless you. You just gotta, it don't work in certain arenas, and if it's not such a big deal, then button up. At least a shirt you can button up. Love you.